In July 1945, the USS Indianapolis completed the most secret mission of World War II, delivering the core components of the atomic bomb, Little Boy, to Tinian Island in the Pacific. A cargo so classified that most of the 1,196 men on board had no idea they were carrying a weapon that would soon change the world. After making record time across the ocean and successfully unloading the materials that would later be dropped on Hiroshima, the cruiser was ordered to sail unescorted toward Leyte Gulf. And just after midnight, on the 30th of July, 1945, in the darkness of the Philippine Sea, Japanese submarine I-58 fired 2 torpedoes that struck the ship with devastating force, igniting fuel and ammunition and tearing through the hull so violently that the Indianapolis sank in just 12 minutes, taking roughly 300 men down with her, while nearly 900 sailors were thrown into the oil-covered water with few lifeboats, limited life jackets, no food, and almost no fresh water. What followed was not an immediate rescue, but nearly 4 days of unimaginable survival, as the men drifted under a brutal sun by day and pitch-black skies by night, their skin blistering, their throats swelling from thirst, many swallowing seawater and descending into hallucinations, some swimming away in delirium and disappearing forever beneath the waves, while oceanic white-tipped sharks, drawn by the explosions and blood, circled the scattered groups and attacked relentlessly, especially at dawn and dusk, pulling wounded or isolated sailors under as others listened helplessly to sudden screams, cut short by silence, the oil in the water burning eyes and lungs, dehydration driving men mad, discipline slowly collapsing as officers struggled to keep survivors clustered together for safety. Compounding the horror, no one realized the ship was missing, as communication failures and bureaucratic oversights meant its failure to arrive in Leyte was never properly flagged, leaving hundreds of men alone in open ocean while the war neared its end. Until on August 2, a routine patrol plane spotted an oil slick, and then the unthinkable hundreds of men scattered across the sea, triggering an urgent rescue operation in which sailors were pulled aboard barely conscious, some too weak to climb ladders, some dying, even as help finally reached them. Of the 1,196 crew members, only 316 survived, making it the deadliest sinking in U.S. naval history. Yet the tragedy did not end there, as Captain Charles McVay III, who survived the ordeal, was court-martialed for failing to zigzag, despite testimony from the Japanese submarine commander that zigzagging would not have saved the ship. And though McVay continued to serve, he endured years of blame and hate mail from grieving families before taking his own life in 1968, a stain on his record that remained until 2000, when Congress formally exonerated him, acknowledging the systemic failures that had left his men stranded just days after the survivors were rescued. The bomb parts the Indianapolis had delivered were assembled and dropped on Hiroshima on the 6th of August 1945, helping to bring the war to an end. A bitter irony that the ship which carried the weapon that ended World War II was itself lost in one of its final tragedies, its crew forced to fight not an enemy fleet, but the open ocean, the sun, thirst, and sharks, their story standing as both a testament to endurance and a sobering reminder of the human cost hidden behind history's largest events.